Introduction. Zeus Coffee first opened at Kuala Lumpur City Central in late 2019. Zeus Coffee focused on product production. For example, coffee beverage, baked goods, and sandwich. Zeus Coffee was founded by Venon Tian and Ian Chua, who had backgrounds in running startups in information technology. The logo is inspired by the legend of Kaldi, the Ethiopian goatherd who is said to have discovered coffee berries. On this assignment, we choose Zeus Coffee Arau. This location is part of Zeus Coffee's expansion strategy to make specialty coffee accessibility across Malaysia. This location is part of Zeus Coffee's expansion strategy to make specialty coffee accessible across Malaysia. 3 independent variables. Firstly, marketing and promotion. The factors or strategies that a company can control, adjust, or manipulate to influence outcomes such as sales, customer engagement, or brand awareness. Secondly, revisit intention. To analyze the factors that influence a customer's decision to return to a particular brand, store, or service. Thirdly, social influence. The impact of social factors such as opinions, behaviors, or recommendation from others on an individual's decision-making process. Demography. For age, the highest respondent consists of people aged 20 to 30 years old, with 37 of them participate in this survey. There were 11 respondents who were in the age 31 till 45. They also have 7 in age below 20 and 5 in age above 34. For gender, the amount of female respondents is higher than male. The number of female respondents is 41 and male respondent is 19. For the higher education, most of the respondents were from tertiary education is 23 and for post-secondary got 19. Other than that, some respondents come from secondary education 13 and primary education 5. And lastly, for the occupation, most of the respondents were from student is 30 and the employees is 25.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Lena Afrika Najwa binti Zulkifli. I'm from class 21E. As we can see for this slide, we can see the calculate of the standard deviation, mean and maximum value including t-test. This is the table for demography for age, higher education, gender and occupation. T-tests for this demography are age, gender and occupation are smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01 for 3 of them. So, this data can be rejected. But for higher education, it failed to be rejected because of p-value bigger than 0.05, which is 0.049. This is the table for independent variable first that have been calculated, which is marketing and promotion. This is their mean, maximum, standard deviation and minimum. The test for this 3 of data is smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01, and this data can be rejected. But for one data have more bigger than 0.05, which is 0.09, so it failed to be rejected. Next, this is the table for independent variable 2, which is revisit intention. And this is their data that we have been calculated for maximum, minimum, mean and standard deviation. The t-test for this is all of the data is smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01, so that all the data can be rejected. Last table for independent variable is social influence, which is shown the data that have been calculated for maximum, minimum, standard deviation and mean. The test for these 3 data are smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01, so all the data can be rejected. But one data is bigger than 0.05, which is 0.362, so it means the data failed to be rejected. Next, This is the calculate for normally test data. For demography, it shown that the p-value for all the data are smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01. So it means all the data significantly deviates from normality. Next table is shown of the data of first independent, which is marketing and promotion. It's shown that all data are smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01. It means that all the data are significance divides from normality. Next is revisit intention. The second independent have shown that the p-value for all the data are smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01. It means that the data are significant deviates from normality. Same as last independent, which is social influence. The data shown all the p-value are smaller than 0.05, which is 0.01, and it means all the data are significant deviates from normality. Next is the calculate of the person correlation. For demography, it shown that only one data is have positive relationship because R bigger than 0, which is 1. For all three data are negative relationship because R smaller than 0, which is negative 0.06, negative 0.97, and negative 0.290. For marketing and promotion of first independent shown the data that all the data are in positive relationship, which is R bigger than 0. For revisit intention, the data shown all of them also in positive relationship because R bigger than 0. For social influence, the data shown all of them are in positive relationship, which is R bigger than 0.
As we can see from the slide, this is a table for Kornberg alpha of three independents, which is marketing and promotion, revisit intention, and social influence. For marketing and promotion, the Kornberg alpha have shows that the p-value for it is bigger than 0.05, which is 0.381. This data can be rejected hypothesis. For revisit intention and social influence, Kornberg alpha also have shown their data more bigger than 0.05, which is 0.843 and 0.725. So these two data can be rejected hypothesis. It shows in slide that R square for this is R equal to 0.165. It means 16.5% of the variance in the dependence variable is explained by the predictor. For ANOVA, the p-value shows is bigger than 0.05, which is 0.094. This data is significant. For this table, we can see that this is the all independence variable that we have been calculate. P-value shows that P more bigger or same of 0.05. The model is not significant, and all of the data is not significant because they are bigger than 0.05. For this table of multicollinearity, it shown that if tolerance is smaller than 0.1, this data is problematic multiculinarity. So this in this data that we calculate that shows there are non-problematic multiculinarity because the data are bigger than 0.1. This data is a more detail of the multiculinarity that we have been calculate for you to understand more.
Conclusion. This study examines the way Zeus Coffee promote their brand and also keep their product in a good quality. Other than that, this analysis was also conducted to know factors that influence customers' decision to loyal with Zeus Coffee for a long time. Lastly, this study examines factors social influence someone to buy a new product.